AITA. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister that her husband was bullshitting her? This is a wild situation. To give some background, I have a sister Leah. She's been married to Jake for 5 years, and they have 2 kids. We all grew up very Christian. I ended up leaving the church, but my sis and brother-in-law are still on fire Christians. Anyway, Leah has mentioned things to me that seem very sketchy. I think Jake is cheating, but she won't accept the thought. He leaves their bed at night, and doesn't come back till after work the next day. He hides money, and he's trying not to conceive another kid with my sister. I've gently tried to give her a reality check, but it hasn't worked. Well, on Friday after work they came over to swim, totally fine in our state. Jake was swimming with the kids, and my sister and I were sitting in the grass keeping an extra eye on them. Jake had lots of red scratches on his back. To me they looked like fingernails. I made a joke to my sister about their dry spell being over, and she said they still hadn't had sex in a year. I gently told her that they looked like finger marks, and that it was sketchy as hell. She said casually that Jake had gone on a prayer walk with his men's group, and had been spiritually attacked by a demon. Now, we grew up with these kinds of beliefs, but I told her that was crazy and just an excuse. She got really flustered and pulled her kids out of the pool. She told Jake she had a headache, and they left. AITA. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister my concerns? Should I have stayed out of her business? I mean NTA. Not the a-hole for trying to help, but if your sister is so deeply deluded she thinks her husband's sex marks are from a demon, there's no helping her see the light. I would just drop it. It really sounds like Jake is abusive, or keeps her on a short leash. Hiding money and such. OP should probably reach out one last time, and apologize but also leave the door open. Hey, I'm sorry I said those things. I feel terrible about putting that in your head. I will say though, if things are off or if anything comes up, that I'm here for you and your children. Please know you always have a place to stay, if it ever came to that. Just leave the door open and not judge. She has to see the light, and sadly with die-hard religious types, it's hard to break them from that stuff. Why do you think cults are hard to leave? Agreed. NTA. Drop it, but once everything comes to light, try to be supportive if you can. Try not to be, haha I told you so. If you can help it. It will feel like hitting a brick wall to her, and having it thrown back in her face will only make things worse for her. NTA. Not the a-hole. The husband is. But at this point, you've done all you can. Your sister is in denial. Pushing further will just push her away, perhaps even after she comes to terms with it. NTA. But use caution, you need to be her safe space. Pushing will cause her to shut down, and if she tells her husband that you're doubting his completely freaking absurd story, he could push for her not to talk to you. NTA. Only thing plausible about that story is that it happened when he was with his men's group. NTA. But honestly, your sister sounds delusional. There is no way she doesn't see it for what it is. I mean, really. Demons. Attacking him on a prayer walk. I'd suggest an intervention, but I don't think that would work out the way we'd want it to. What does your family think about all this? Are they as aware as you are? NTA. I mean, you made light-hearted joke based on clear evidence of unusual activity. There's no way to interpret the situation as your fault. In any case, I think you've done enough. If she believes horseshit like that over your remark, you're likely just wrecking your own relationship with her by pushing the issue further. Quite some gall for him to show up like that to several people, and expect a damn demon explanation work its magic. If I was in your position, I would hire a PI to get evidence of the brother-in-law cheating. This may be out of line, but protecting your sister and niece/nephew from someone like him would be all the reason I need. She may be delusional, but pictures of his cheating would be helpful for when they do get a divorce. AITA for trying to help. Info. Do they have casino/card tables within driving distance? I'm not sure. That's an interesting idea. It would explain the missing money. AITA of course, but what a great story. Seriously. It sounds like the beginning of a horror movie or great thriller. You are noble for your concern about your sister being gaslighted. Unfortunately, you will soon learn the lesson of, no good deed goes unpunished. Expect to be sidelined because she must keep her denial at all costs, and you now represent a threat to her delusional reality. AITA. But all I have to say is that I'm glad they are having a dry spell sexually, because as long as that continues, he's not putting her at risk of an STI. I wouldn't be surprised if this turned out to be one of those, devout Christian family man gets caught meeting young men at a motel, and then chalks it up to demon/Satan and is now totally straight again situations. AITA. I would try to get definite proof, though I doubt she would leave him even if you did. Easiest thing is to check dating apps, and see if you can find him. Sad situation though, as others said, be her support, so she feels comfortable going to you if need be. AITA. Either your brother-in-law is having an affair, or is in a fight club. And well, the first rule of fight club. AITA. But, damn, your poor sister. Being in that type of religious group. She may feel so trapped that she just can't admit to herself that he's cheating. In her mind she's a ruined woman. No better than used chewing gum, to use one of their examples. Does she have a career? Or will she be a destitute single mother? Will she lose her group of church friends if she divorces her husband? You can probably help her best, by figuring out where she goes once she admits what's going on. Look into child support laws in your state. Invite her over to meet some non-church friends. Readdit, more ideas to help her sis. Cheating with a demon is still cheating. AITA. AITA. But I have a story about watching a friend be cheated on, and the friend not leaving. They've been together for about 10 years at this point, and he's cheated on her basically from day one. At first, she'd be outraged and cry on my shoulder, but she just kept taking him back and would believe all his ridiculous lies. For example, those women are lying, they wrote to you telling you I slept with them, just because they're jealous/hate me/are framing me/etc. He also constantly accuses her of cheating on him. The final straw for me, was when she found messages from another woman to him, and discovered that he'd gotten this woman pregnant, and he threatened and bullied her into having an abortion. She still took him back. Point is, she probably knows deep down in her secret heart that her husband is unfaithful, and she has made up her mind to stick with him. All you can do at this point is be supportive of her. However, I do understand it is difficult to reconcile this with your own feelings about the cheater, and have to look him in the eye, and pretend that you don't hate him. I don't have a ton of advice on that. For me, I have distanced myself somewhat from this friend, not just because of the husband but because of some other issues in our friendship. But he's also a jerk, and doesn't spend much time with my friend and their kids anyway, so I really haven't had to see him much.